All right, you all. Okay, I am beyond, and I'm in a deep unfolding of mystery. That's where I'm at right now. I'm sitting here with what I've been calling my new best friend, Christiano, and we met pretty much exactly 1 month ago. And one of our first conversations was about what I do, which, as y'all know, I have a Facebook ads agency for spiritual thought leaders. Well, subsequently, Christiano showed me some of his work, and saying that I was impressed is a strong understatement. So anyway, fast forward a little bit. About a week and a half ago, we had a beautiful moment with my kid and my new friend singing on a deck some gorgeous words.
A song that you taught us.
Yes. And it goes, I release control and surrender to the flow of love that surrounds me. Anyway, that was a freaking glorious moment and got a lot of traction, I think, among my folks. And it's sort of a part one to what we're going to be talking about in perpetuity.
There are two parts to this. The first part is mild. The second part is madness.
All right. Y'all are getting the first part because this is my podcast, Conscious Conversion. Thank y'all for listening. I'm so grateful that you're here, and I hope you're doing well in the world and taking really good care of yourself. So what I wanted to get to, the point of me telling you the story about him singing with my beloved child, is that as we were recording that beautiful video, something else was happening. Ooh, I've got goosebumps. My skin's falling off. So as we were recording that video, some crazy ass shit was happening in my home country, the United States. And since we are down here in Costa Rica, we don't always see the headlines as they're coming through, and also because we don't pay so much attention to the media.
Truth. This is truth.
But we want to know what's going on in the world, or what people are perceiving as going on in the world, all these things. Anyway, so subsequently, this is a long intro, sorry y'all. Subsequently, it has been really hard for entrepreneurs, I think, of various types and degrees, to figure out what the hell to talk about and how to talk about it and who to talk to and what to say. And so here I am with my dear new best friend, Christiano, to talk about some of those things.
First, I'm going to tell you, I've let you do it for the whole month. She says my name with the squiggly N. She says Christiano. It's just Christiano.
Sorry about that.
No, I love it. That's why I didn't say anything. It just made for good media now. So yes, she's been saying my name with the funny N since day one.
Learning Espanol.
Truth for that. That's truth. That's why I was like, oh, that's cute. That's like when someone says yellow instead of yellow, and you just know. It's like, oh. So yeah, thank you for that. But what was your question again?
Well, I haven't started my line of questionings yet. I'm going to go ahead and ask Christiano my line of questions that I normally ask. Although, given him and his personality, we're probably going to veer off the usual way things go.
It's highly likely, yeah.
So my first question is almost always, what kind of impact do you want to make in the world over the course of the next 5 years? You know what I forgot to say, by the way?
Oh, okay, go for it.
I forgot to say who he is and what he does. He's I describe you as a performance artist, a visual artist, an audio artist, a spoken word audio artist, a hip hop artist. But there's jazz, there's rock, there's funk, there's all the genres. And lyrically, I said this. I could never say that about myself, but he puts to words things that we are not able, that we often are not able to say ourselves. So like a lot of amazing lyricists have done in the past, but this guy is a lyrical genius. And I would say he's also a thought leader. And there's a lot more to come, but we'll tell you how to check him out later on, and it'll be in the show notes. Now, impact next 5 years.
What do you say after that? That's quite epic. So 5 years from now, he'll be riding bikes and dreaming of driving cars, and I have no idea what's going to happen. At this point, with the way the world's changing right now, I don't know what's going to happen by the end of this recording. I don't want to leave the moment of now. I've gotten so good at it that anything tumultuous in my life is related to leaving the moment of now. So 5 years from now, I just look forward to tomorrow being better than today. Yeah.
All right. Okay. So we have no idea what's going to happen in the next 5 minutes. How can we know what we're going to do?
So yeah, just to be more into it, like as far as my impact in 5 years, if this impacts you, let alone if it impacts you, that's enough in any capacity. I was talking to a buddy not too long ago, and it was about the difference or the value of love and hate. And when neither of those exist, what is it called?
Neither love nor hate exist.
You are when someone becomes indifferent to you.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
And that's the most. That's an indescribable emptiness to not be acknowledged in most forms or fashions. That's what people are looking for, is some form of acknowledgement or just that I'm expressing. You don't have to respond. Listening is a form of that completion. So, yeah, just throwing that out there for consideration purposes.
How has your work, your creative endeavors, shifted in the last several months?
It became quite pertinent in the sense that for the past 7 years, I've been going through a very intense process of myself. Like before that, I always knew that the only thing that I had control over was myself. And it became more evident that I was right to work on that as time went on. I was called selfish. I was called so many things because I was up to focus on myself. And now that is what everyone needs to do. I'm okay being alone. So in the past 4 months, I see a lot of people now having to focus on who they are, what they value. Relationships are changing just because you're out of a routine and a process. So for me, I've been talking about this. I've been explaining and sharing that once we focused on ourselves, we can come out and focus on we, and the we grows into a really, really strong team. So the art and the lyrics and the seeds that were planted, you can see the fruit. If you look at a song that I put out, it's called I'm Only Crazy. And it's like, I've been doing my thing for a while now. Got so high I was asked to come down. Heard that I was a bit strange. Since I was a child, I've been a bit wild. Knew all the rules, but didn't get how to follow them when I didn't agree. Right now, we're looking at the world going through a process of rules, news, guidance, influences, where it's just kind of like, man, I don't know if I agree with this narrative. Like something's up. Rather than just taking it as is and just being fed stuff, it's kind of like, And so in some of these songs, I'm just, and in my social media interactions now, I'm like, hey, ponder this.
No, it's what I've been talking about lately. I think is just like really opening oneself to all possibility. And I think that's something I've naturally done my whole life, but I think that more and more people need to do this, opening themselves up to all the possibilities.
Even more so now than ever, because it's going to hit you no matter what at this point. Right now, the vibration of this planet, of this world, is shifting in a way that even those most resistant to it, those that are like, I don't believe in spirits, but I feel something and I see something, that's picking up exponentially. So, yeah, you have to face yourself whether you want to or not, because something is facing you that is not going to stop.
Okay, I know the answer to this, but you tell me what you think. I think I know part of the answer to this. What kind of people resonate with you the most?
So does resonate mean an upward, outward spiral of any type of energy? Because resonate and reaction, there are two ways we can look at this. What do you give me resonate in a different word?
We have to get my child to be quiet. I cannot focus. Indy. This is my beautiful, wonderful child who I told to be quiet for an hour and he did not. Oh, okay. All right. So does resonate, okay. All right. If you were at a certain vibration, which people are here to meet you there? Are available for that? What kinds of people are available to meet you at the vibration that you're emitting?
Right now, in my most purest form, in my rawest state, anyone willing and open to evolve can meet me and hear me and understand.
Do you think that that's what we're doing in the world right now?
Evolving?
Yeah.
Evolution never stopped. It's just that there's a word misused. Okay, so for example, words. You spell words. You cast spells with words. And so it's evident, it's observed, it's been spoken about that if enough people focus on the same thing, it will change. If enough people focus and put the same intention on an object, on whatever it may be, it will modify to match in some form or capacity a change in which these intentions went into. So many times we talk about manifestation. And to manifest, the first thing is to create the intention, which is just a process, an intangible process, like the origin of thoughts. Where do thoughts come from? It's an intangible thing. So if you cast a spell with a certain word that is not in alignment of your goal, what's going to happen is that spell will continue and you'll forever be seeking your goal. So, potent example would be the word revolution. I think that everyone, every musician, every artist, every person that has walked around claiming, stating, so proud to be a revolutionary, a revolutionist, the repetition of it in just any capacity is flawed. Flawed in the greatest state, form, or fashion. And is why for however long we've been going through the same thing. We're complaining about the same things that every society complained about. We're complaining about fighting for revolution. And what does revolution involve? Corruption. Economic, financial, social, it involves corruption. And so revolution means to revolve. So if everyone through every culture, cycle, or change is fighting for a revolution, guess what's going to happen? No matter if Bob Marley's singing it, it doesn't matter. If you are calling for revolution, you're just calling for the cycle to end and repeat again. Evolution does not repeat. So I used to take offense. I used to have this weird reaction when people would say, Christiano, your music is revolutionary. And I'm like, please don't say that. Do not say that. I am not a revolutionist. I don't believe in revolutions. I don't want to be a part of a revolution. I don't want to hear the word in relation to what I'm trying to do, because I want us to evolve. Evolution never stops. It never stops. And so that's when we forever get into a place where we don't know what may happen. So yeah, evolution, not revolution. Change your rhetoric. We need to change this right now. Don't play revolutionary songs. If you do, just proceed with them in the cadence of, or in the awareness of evolution is what the intention is.
Beautiful. How have people found you up to this point? How have you reached people organically?
Well, I get to move around a lot, and I'm not afraid to be uncomfortable. So I've been in situations where my light got to shine, and just a conversation turned into so much more. In a more formal capacity, it's been through the music and the lyrics and just random shares that led to some of the most amazing moments in rooms full of people hugging. So a lot of it has gone through hugs and in-person sessions, but I'm a performing artist first and a recording artist second, I would say. And so my live performances and the moments in between, the fireside chats afterwards, just the walks on the beach, these conversations like this, these moments lead to complete coherence and clarity in things that weren't there, because you add, every time you interact with someone, you take a piece. You may learn a new word sequence. So I'm a product of all that I go through. And so it's just, I'm out there and I'm around, and it's just now making it on social media. I haven't really been good at that, which is why your expertise is great right now with the way the world just changed, and people are looking for the light in every form of fashion, and social media is booming right now. booming.
Yeah, it's interesting because when I first checked out your social media before I had seen anything of your performances that I've now seen on video, like you have a decent social media following. But then when I saw your performances and the level that those are at and the people that are there and the crowd's response and the co-performers that are with you on stage, the co-collaborators that are with you on stage.
A lot of co-collaborators. Yeah.
It's like what you're doing is epic. So it's I'm excited for social media to take off for you.
Appreciate that. Yeah. It is a time.
Let's see here.
And we're going to talk about social media censoring in part 2.
Definitely not on this one. So many other
things.
Definitely
not on this one. Part 2 is going to be good. I'm really tame right now. Really tame. This is the indie episode. I love the fact that he's crawling. They're trying to stop him and stuff. I just don't want him to knock the camera over. Other than that, he can jump and run. This is the introduction to my homie. So yes.
So the next question, I'm not sure how this applies so much because you just said like social media, I'm just getting into it. And the question is, how do you stay consistent with your marketing efforts?
Well, I reach out to people that I care about. And right now that means more than anything because people are going through things. Your strongest friends could be going through the toughest times and they're trying to hold it together because they're usually the pillar for everyone else. So they're faking their true solidarity in this moment for the sake of so many others. So it's just good to check in on people. So I'm just messaging down the line and I realize how many people don't expect me to reach out to them because I'm not one to talk on social media on the front or back end. I don't like these tools for different reasons, but I understand that it's a way to connect. So I'm using this platform right now, Facebook. I'm about to move into Instagram as we speak, and I'm open to whatever else. But I'm going to bring it around to my platform so that it's a lot easier to control the narrative because I'm not a fan of social media censoring. Not a fan at all. We're going to talk about that in part 2.
How do you stay in alignment with your people, with your audience? Like whatever it is that you're offering them creatively, how do you keep that in alignment with them? Or is that even a moot point for you?
So I have a blog, website, ChristianoCan.com. And on there, you can search and find many things because it's like my personal journal. Some of them are so intimate that they're protected. But they're protected because if you really want to know this, you'll make the effort to get it unprotected. And I look forward to just being that puzzle piece of an artist as a man and as a work of art. But staying in line since 2018, November of 2018, I've put out one new song on or around the 5th every month. And so that consistency, telling stories around the songs, making the songs with different people all over the world, has just kept me more in the line with people that are looking not to hear certain things in music, looking to hear other things, and just really supporting a message of hope, change, growth, evolution. And I'm not a fan of social media censoring.
Oh my God.
I'm just going to keep saying it. Just want to drive this point. If you haven't caught on yet, part 2 is going to be crazy.
How do you? So
back, man.
So you've got a big operation going, it's
about to take off. It's about to go crazy.
I know. How will you stay authentic as you bring in more help, as you delegate?
Well, that's been a thing that I've been working on, is trying to find a way where I trust the people around me to keep the integrity of all that's being done, because there's so many legs and creatives and egos that can get in and taint the beauty of something so pure for the sake of us all. So at this point, I found a way to incorporate everyone and just be a source, the central piece for these creations that I've been doing. If you look it up, it's so much that's been done, from a musical, an animation on the way, a full feature film, My first album, as I'm still calling it, is on the way. But it's been done with so many people, but I've been the only centerpiece. Like, they're not connected. So I just found a way to connect everyone, and I'm going to talk about that on part 2 a bit more, because I'm a crowdfunded artist, and I always have been, but there was no one way to bring it. Like, so many people have tried to support what I do, and I didn't know how to take the support. It's like, because it was always just money, and I was like, I want to do as much as I can without it, so that if and when it's needed, it's there. And then it's just like, all right, let's magnify this. And that's where I'm at now. I have all the tools to do stuff. But if this exchange of money helps to reach the populace that needs it, and those that don't know they need it, that will receive it, I'm coming for everything. Let's go.
Money is a tool.
It is.
What kind of rituals and routines help you show up in the world aligned, ready to serve?
You have to say that like you mean it. That was quite robotic. I'm just, come on, Sarah, give me.
All right. I want to know what it is that you do on a daily basis. What are these rituals? What are these things that help you stay deeply in alignment with your offerings?
On a daily basis, I breathe. I breathe.
Consciously. I'll breathe.
Everyone does not breathe. But that is the greatest thing, is breathing, but consciously. I meditate every day, and it's my form of meditation. I know how to take my own space. So if it just happens in part 2, I need to take a pause. Literally, during the conversation and interview with the camera on, you'll know when I'm not here. You'll be like, he's gone. Just taking a break. But yeah, just learning how to go within is really the only thing I do, because everything else changes. That's it. I have no routines other than breathing, going within.
All right. What's your next level? What's happening? What's this next level? How are you going to reach more people?
Well, now the world just came to my front doorstep. So for the past 6 to 8 years, I've been putting together a collection and a treasure trove of artwork that is quite phenomenal. And that's me using a lot of discernment, because I really don't like to talk. I just like to let it go and then talk afterwards. But right now, this is ready to pop. July 3rd, I released my first single to the world that is on the international charts. And June 5th, that just passed, was the beginning of chapter 2 of all that I believe in and are working on. And you're just going to see it. This art is about to transcend. From the logo to the website to the way you interact with me and how I interact with you, and the co-collaborations, the way we can all work together now. Anything that I do, anyone watching this can be a part of, one way or the other. And that's the beauty of this. So yeah, I want to talk about that more in part 2, but this is about to get really, really amazing. You know what I'm not saying, so it's just like, ooh, buddy.
How can people find you, Christiano?
Right now, the best way would be ChristianoCan.com, and the email list is a great way, because I do send out things and give you ways to connect. Social media, I share what I can. But again, it's a shift that's about to take place for me in the social realm, where my exposure and interaction won't be less. It will actually be more focused and concentrated on what I feel is a thing that most creatives should start doing. So yeah, I'm just going to do it. And then if you have questions, let's talk about it. Because there's a lot of people that ask me, Christiano, how do you do this? What do you think of this? Because they've seen me accomplish certain things, and I went in entirely different ways. So yeah, I'm going to keep going on this path, but I got something. Ooh, I got something. I'm on to something.
A good song. So, okay, last question, and it's more just an open moment before we end this part 1. And that is there anything else you want to share with my listeners about how they're feeling right now with everything going on in the world?
Okay, so make this real easy.
Keep it clean.
Keep it clean. Okay, so right now, the world just shifted. And the consciousness, whether you believe in it or not, you're a part of it. There's a collective consciousness that exists. It's not some mythical realm of some fairies and hippie talk. There's this feeling that even if right now you went out into the middle of nowhere and sat in the ground away from all the signals that you feel exist, something in you is changing. Something in you is compelling you. There's this uneasiness. There's these new sensations that are taking place. Women and children are going to feel this first, and super sensitive empaths are going to lose their mind in spurts, and maybe in more dangerous, critical ways if they don't know how to let it go. This energy needs to come through you and go out, because right now, think of it like a platform. You can resist being on an elevator. You can say, I don't want to go up. I don't want to go up. And sure, you won't. But when the world stopped, that top button got pushed. And so you're on the elevator. No matter if you want to go up or not, you are. So you can be scared of heights, but you're going up no matter what. And we're all going up together. But right now, you need to learn how to breathe. You need to learn how to go within, find out what triggers you, find your traumas, find what you love about yourself, and focus on that. You don't need to be focusing about fighting the world. There are people that have gone within and are starting that, but we need you all, that second wing that's about to experience something that's insane. The revelations coming are insane. The energy level that's about to increase is insane. And you may think you're going insane, but you're not. You just need to breathe through this. You need to get through this. Everyone won't make it through. And again, we can talk about that more in detail, but right now, the vibration of this planet is going up for every conscious creature. Every plant, everything in existence is going up in this elevator. So yeah, get ready for the ride is what I can say. Get ready for the ride.
On that note, thank you so much for doing this with me.
Thank you.
It was fun.
Yeah.
It will continue to be fun.
Oh, buddy.
And
part 2. This is, ooh.
You can find Christiano Can on Facebook, Instagram, his .com.
Yeah. That's a good start. YouTube is good. It's
right.
it's some good stuff.
Obviously.
Spotify. It's just look. If you type it in, iTunes. I don't really like to plug them. I want you guys to come to my shows so we can hug and do some stuff. But let's go.
All right. Thanks, y'all.